Hello and welcome to day 18 of Yoga for Singers. We've been talking about the soft palate. And the soft palate is similar to the pelvic floor in that once we've lifted the pelvic floor or the soft palate, there's a need for a continued buoyancy in the muscle. We spoke about the soft palate feeling almost like pulling tissues from a tissue box. Similar needed for the soft palate. So this can be quite all-encompassing in our mind when we're not used to that feeling. So today we're going to explore a few yoga poses which deal with that idea of having buoyancy, having strength, having release, relaxation, all at the same time. Just like when we lift our pelvic floor or our soft palate, we need that buoyancy and that activation, but we don't want that to become constriction. We don't want that to sort of manifest in other areas of the body that are close by in gripping that sensation. We want that to be an easy feeling, inevitably. So let's remind ourselves what it feels like to have a lifted soft palate. Remember, your soft palate is towards the back of your throat. If you see your uvula, the little punching bag that hangs at the back of the throat, that hangs off the soft palate. When you lift the soft palate, it touches the pharyngeal wall, which is the very back of the throat, and it creates a dome-like effect, which really helps our resonance. It helps the power of our voice, helps the accuracy of our pitching. It's a really good thing to get a hold of. So let's do a little exercise. We're going to drop our tongue and leave our tongue at the base of our mouth and fill our cheeks with air. Let's just do that 3 times together. Here we go. And release. Puff the cheeks. And release. Leaving the tongue at the bottom of the mouth relaxed. Puff the cheeks. And relax. Now we're going to do that again. And I want you to notice that the air is unable to come out through your nose because there is a soft palate closure there. And I want you to start to find that sensation right at the back, kind of up at the back of the throat, where there's a feeling of closure. You might feel it as pressure because the air is pressing against it because it could come out the nose, but we're not letting it with the soft palate lift. Let's try it again and really hone in on what you're feeling. Puff the cheeks. Relax. Puff the cheeks. Relax. And one more time, puff the cheeks. And relax. Beautiful. Let's come into the present moment with some breathing. We're going to do a Sitali pranayama. This is going to help find the soft palate, because we're going to breathe through our tongue, but we're going to make our tongue a straw. And as we breathe through our tongue, it cools the air and it hits the soft palate, which will be raised because all of our air is coming through the straw of our tongue, and not through our nose. So let's give that a go. Let's take 5 or so inhale and exhales through the tongue. And notice that cooling air hitting that soft palate area of our throat. Here we go. One more inhale, exhale, and release. Hopefully you've been able to start feeling that sensation of where the soft palate is and where that connection is living. Let's come on to our knees. Knees as wide as you can, feet are together. We're going to do Simhasana, so lion's breath. Bringing our hands to the mat, but our fingers are going to face towards our body. Straighten your arms. We're going to lengthen the spine and curve it so that our chest comes through. And we're going to stick our tongue out as far as we can and do quite a big exhale. Now your soft palate will lift. And I just want you, after the work we've been doing with the puffy cheeks and the pranayama, see if you can notice feeling that the soft palate is lifted and is touching the pharyngeal wall. Here we go. Last one. Excellent. All right, let's come forward for a cat-cow. Come onto all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhaling, drop the belly, lift the nose to the sky. And exhaling, pull the belly in, nose towards the feet. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Do 2 or 3 more of these in your own time. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Curl the feet under and gently float your hips up to the sky. Might want to pedal your feet, touching each ankle, each heel to the earth. You might want to move your rib cage a little bit, really arrive in this pose and do what you need to wake the body up. All right, find some stillness when you're ready. Just take a couple of breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. And slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands. Here we go. We're going to bend the knees as much as you like and slowly roll all the way up. Rolling your shoulders, lift your hands to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's begin our flow. Here we go. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands all the way down to the earth. Step the feet back into plank. Lift the right foot, one-legged chaturanga. Come back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg. Step it through, lower the back knee, uncurl the toes. Low lunge, bring your heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, pull the hips back into half split. Lifting that foot, really activating the back of the leg, keeping the hips even. Inhale into low lunge. Heart shines forward. And exhale into half splits. Inhale into low lunge. And exhale, half splits. All right, coming back, lifting that back leg and step that forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dovetail down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to earth. Step your feet back into plank. Lift the left foot. One-legged chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg. Exhale, bring it forward. Drop the back knee. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, lift the heart center. And exhale to half splits. Inhale to low lunge. And exhale to half splits. Keeping your hips nice and even. Inhale, shine the heart forward. And exhale, half splits. Inhale, curl the back toes. Step them up to meet the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to the ground. Inhale all the way up. And hands in Anjali Mudra. All right, now we're going to do again. We're going to add on, including Warrior 2 and Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon pose, Chandrasana. Here we go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Inhale, the right foot up. Exhale, one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg up. Exhale, step that through. Pivot on back foot 190 degrees. Inhale, and circle your hands up to Warrior 2. Really sit in to that front leg, but try not to let this knee come further than your heel. You want to feel a lot of power into the back foot, pushing into the outside of the foot. Lengthen the arms, drop the shoulders, and breathe. Gaze is past the fingertips. On your next in-breath, we're going to straighten the front leg. Exhale, shift the hips to the left. Coming all the way down for triangle. Gaze up past the left hand's fingertips. Pulling the hips back on the right side. Now we're going to step the back foot in slightly. I'll move a little bit on my mat so I stay in your shot. And we're going to tip forward. Now you can use a block if you want to bring the earth up to you, or a sturdy book or a couch or something. And we're going to lift into half moon. Keep the back foot activated and the left foot. And start to feel there's strength, there's buoyancy, there's release, and there's activation all at once. Because our body does this kind of stuff all the time, we sort of tune out to it. Because we can't see inside our throat a lot of the times, it can feel like a bit of a mystery. But with the same effort and conscious finding of those sensations, we can activate the lift in the palate the same way. On your next exhale, drop back down to your Warrior 2. Take a couple of breaths here. On your next exhale, straighten that front leg. Tip the hips to the left and come into triangle. 2 breaths here. On your next exhale, bend the front leg. Wind wiper the hands over, step back to high plank and do a chaturanga. Here we go. Upward facing dog. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Excellent. All right, let's do it all on the other side. So let's lift our left leg Step it through. Pivoting on the back foot. Inhale into warrior two. Going through your checkpoints, lower your shoulder blades, extend the arms. Make sure that knee is in line with the ankle. Strong down the back leg. Couple of breaths here. Next exhale, straighten that front leg. Tip the hips to the right and come down into extended triangle. Gaze is past the fingertips to the sky. And when you're ready, step that back foot in, find a place on the ground to pop your hand or on a block. Activate the right foot and find your buoyancy, your ease, strength, activation, all these things that can coexist. Make sure you're getting length in your neck, tuck your chin. One more inhale. And on your exhale, step back into warrior two. Couple of breaths here. On your exhale, straighten that front leg, tip the hips to the right into extended triangle. Gaze past your fingers, keeping a nice long neck, tuck your chin. And on your next exhale, pivot on the back foot, bend the front leg, come down into high lunge, and we're going to step the left foot back to meet the right. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Excellent work. Drop your knees wide, feet together. Come back into child's pose, balasana. You might want to give your forehead a little massage. Roll on your forehead. This helps to release the back of the neck and the throat. You might want to play with breathing through your nose and feeling the soft palate completely relaxed. You might want to play with stopping that flow of air. Using your soft palate. And you might want to play with breathing through your mouth with that soft palate lifted. And when you're ready, roll yourself back up. Bring yourself back into a seated position, Sukhasana. And let's just finish with 3 nice Satali pranayama breaths. So, tongue in a straw. We're going to do 3 breaths. Here we go. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.